When you want only the best for your pet, check out AbbybellPetDesigns.com. We offer quality products such as floppy beds, crate pads, round pet beds, pillow slip covers, belly bands, and more. All products come in a variety of colors and sizes, guaranteed to satisfy your pet's particular style. Your pet deserves to be pampered, so shop at AbbybellPetDesigns.com. If you don't see the item you want listed in our shop, just drop us a line and we'll be glad to make the product of your pet's dreams. AbbybellPetDesigns.com.
And now, it's time to Stand for Truth with the host of Stand for Truth.
Everybody, how are you? Hey, Monica, good to see you. Chazzy, good to see you. Penny Arcade, Lynn, how are you? Hey, Merle, good morning. Good morning. How is everybody? Hope you had a great Easter celebration, great Passover celebration. Good morning. Hey, Big Al, good to see you. Brian, good to see you. How is everybody? Bruce, good to see you. How's everybody been? Good, and you? And I'm just great, Chezzy, thank you. Hey, Alan, good to see you. If you guys would please share this, retweet this for people who didn't get their notifications. Hi, Nivstar, how are you? Good to see everybody. Good morning. Hey, Bruce. Hey, Barbara, good to see you. Thank you for retweeting. Hey, Joe. Thank you, Lynn. Sherry, good morning. Dawn, good to see you. Okay, I'm going to read quickly here. Psalm 43 as people are coming in. Hey, Daniel, good to see you. Good morning. Wayne, hello, hello. Teespring, good to see you. Sorry, Jerry was supposed to say we would be late. Oh, that's okay. I didn't know Jerry was in charge of all that. So, okay. So, vindicate me, O God, and plead my cause against an unjustly nation. O deliver me from the deceitful and unjust man, for you are the God of my strength. Why do you cast me off? Why do I go mourning because of oppression of the enemy? O send out your light and your truth. Let them lead me. Let them bring me to your holy hill and to your tabernacle. Then I will go to the altar of God, to God my exceeding joy, and on the harp I will praise you, O God, my God. Why are you cast down, O my soul, and why are you disquieted within me? Hope in God, for I shall yet praise him, the help of my countenance and my God. Hey, Brandon, good to see you. I wanted to show you before we get started. Hey, Dixie Doodles, Gary. Good to see you. Good morning. We were all watching the egg roll. I see. Okay. So was I. Interesting. I loved it. I wanted to show you something that I have done this weekend. Hey, Lampert, Barbara. Good to see you. Hey, Rick. Help them once more from all three hello for once more from all three platforms. I wanted to show you. This is the latest Abby Bell Pet Designs. Look at this. This is what I made this weekend. This is called a cuddle pouch. As you can see, it's lined with this absolutely plush, soft, wonderful fabric. And what this is made for toy, small, and medium-sized dogs who basically want to get in and sort of, you know how dogs like burrow underneath the covers? This will allow them to go inside here instead of going underneath your covers and burrow down in here. And see, it goes all the way back. It's so great. It could be made bigger for German Shepherds. Chezzy. Hey, Gordon. Yes, I'm telling you, Barbara, it is this right here. I want to make something for myself out of this. This is so soft and so plush. I haven't stopped feeling this. I just want to touch it and keep touching it. It's so great. But anyway, this is at Abby Bell Pet Designs, ABBY, B as in boy, ELLE, petdesigns.com if you're interested in it. I'm going to have more colors coming out. And if you don't like pink, you let me know what colors you like, and we'll make the color that you want, okay? Because I want people to be happy. But this, your dog or cat, is going to love this. So anyway, AbbeyBellPetDesigns.com if you're interested. And they can also lay on top of it. It's very cushy. Your rattlesnake would love it? Probably. I mean, oh, you're ratty. Sorry. A rattlesnake might love it too, though. Penny Arcade. Do you have a rat terrier? Is that what you have? Yes, I made that. Barbara, that I have my new website, AbbeyBellPetDesigns.com. And I make all kinds of things there for dogs. We have flappy pads that your dogs would love to lay on too. But I was going to say, I think that they can lay on top of that, and it's very cushy. So when they're not in it, they can lay on top of it. They do make good pets, Barbara said. Hey, Renee, good to see you. Thank you, Barbara. My German Shepherd mix is under a sheet in the spare bedroom as I speak. Yep. See there, Brandon? They love to get in and cuddle. I mean, they really do. It's so much better than going underneath blankets, too, because it's their own little private cocoon in a way. And my dogs love them. So, anyway, AbbeyBellPetDesigns.com if you're interested. I want a human size. I do, too, Lynn. After I made this thing, let me just tell you, if I could have gotten in it, I would. The lining in it is the most plush and soft I've ever felt. And it's very snuggly. Yes, it is. Hey, Nick. And I wanted to get in it. If it had been bigger, I would have gotten in it myself. And you know what? Making that for a human with the cost of material would have been too expensive. But hey, I might consider doing it for myself. I'm telling you. Okay, so my German Shepherd and Mix like the bed on top of the sheets. They're too big. Yeah, you'd have to get a much bigger one, Chezzy. So you'd probably want about double the size of that one. And that's about a 22 by 37. So it's very good size for toys, small and medium-sized dogs. Okay, so breaking news, Winnie Mandela, Nelson Mandela's ex-wife, has passed away. She was, as you know, the South African apartheid. Our millennial pets need a safe space. That's right. Although, Al, when they get a safe space, they don't use it for, being cowards. So it reminds me of a sleeping bag. Yes, Daniel, it is kind of like a sleeping bag. They basically you just crawl right in it. She was 81, Barbara. 81. Yeah, it is. I think it's like a sleeping bag. Just paid off $15,000 student loan this morning. Woohoo, Brandon. Good for you. Keep the loans down, I can tell you. They always come back to haunt you. Noah Vita. Okay. So let's talk about the Central American caravan that's heading our way. What are your thoughts about that? Cleaning the kitchen with pink solution and listening. Well, Gary got pink solution and pink fur inside of the pillow. The cuddle pouch is what I'm calling it. What are your thoughts? Hey, Judy. What are your thoughts about the Central Americans heading our way? Any thoughts on that? I wrote an article about it at SusanKnowles.com and on Medium.com today. Any thoughts about the 1,200 to 1,500 people that are headed to the United States? No thoughts about it? They're political pawns. I'm angry. I live in Arizona, Lynn said. Well, yeah, the wall must be built ASAP. Hey, Karen. Yeah, the problem is they're going to be here very soon. They're going to be here, could be later this week, could be next week. It's a situation going way wrong. Daniel said they need to be turned around, go back. Governor Abbott has ordered the National Guard to the Texas border and all border patrol, Barbara said. Here's the thing. Let's talk about this because I know it's a very emotional type situation. I'm ticked off about it, as I'm sure a lot of you are. Start a GoFundMe to build the wall, grab your 2A. Lynn said, the problem is, Barbara, that if you build a wall, it's not going to be built fast enough. So much for the tax break, we're going to have to help them. They don't want your help, Brandon. They just want to come in and stay in the United States and let you provide for them. We might have to have our military guard when they get here. Central American caravan equal target practice. Well, I don't think so, Rick. Mexico opened their gate for them. They can stay there. Can they catch and deport? Hey guys, hope we all had a great Easter. Hey Lee, thank you. Here's the problem. First of all, we have these people coming here from sent here. Hey Clint, thank you for the hearts. We will send back. It's an invasion, therefore war. Mexico tried it once. Remember the Alamo? Barbara said. All right, let's talk about that theory, Barbara. When these people come here, they're being brought here and allowed here illegally by the Mexican government, for one, who's allowing them in their country. Number two, there's a humanitarian group that's located in D.C. I believe it's the same one. It's called something like People Without Borders is the English translation. What these people want to do is have open borders, okay? And they do it under the guise of, we want to come into your country, wherever country we want to go. People shouldn't have borders. People aren't illegal. You know, it's that type of stuff. We want to be in your country. And here's the thing that they're now demanding from the country. They're not only just demanding, you know, to come into the country, but here are the list of demands. They say, respect our rights as refugees and our right to dignified work to be able to support our families. Now, I don't know about you. Good morning, Amanda. But you and I don't have a right to dignified work in order to support our families in the United States as citizens. Fix your own home, yeah, Brandon said. They also say they want the open the borders to us because we are as much citizens as the people of the countries where we're all or travel to. There's no right to refugees, Bruce said. Well, you know, what happens is when they come into the country, you got the ACLU giving them the rights that you know, American citizens even don't have, and claiming basically they should have the same rights. Hey, Rocky, who wants to provide for me? Can we start there? I'm still trying to overcome the Obama damage. How about you? Exactly, Rocky. There's a legal process they must follow. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute, Brandon. Here's what else they want. That deportations which destroy families come to an end. So basically what they want is their cake and eat it too. I mean, because they want everything. They want to come here. They want to live here. They want you and me to provide them a job. And they don't want to have to be here under fear of deportation. Well, no, they are not. And they probably paid coyotes to do this. And they told them then get out. Then go back to Mexico, Chesney said. We cannot sustain the world's population who want to come here. Penny Lane said. Penny Arcade. What did I say, Penny Lane? My gosh. Here's the problem as I see it. President Trump signed that order for catch and release to stop, right? That was the Obama catch and release. He signed that order. Problem is, Border Patrol's not following that order. The other problem is they wanted to have more Border Patrol agents hired, 10 to 15,000, remember? And we had that taken away under the omnibus bill. There's no money for that. So we don't have that. There was also, we wanted to have places built, probably down at the borders, so you could house these people, anybody, these people being people who came here illegally that needed to be deported, those people, wherever they came from, to be housed until they were deported. Because what happens is if you release these individuals, and that's what the Border Patrol is doing right now. They come in, the Border Patrol processes them, and then they release them, catch and release, because they're not following President Trump's orders. So when they catch and release, they go out into everybody's communities, wherever that may be, and they're typically, their hearing, which they're not going to come back to, you know they're not going to come back to, their hearing is 2 years down the road, and literally 2 years. You'll read in my article, a guy named Brandon Judd, I think his first name is Brandon, I believe, last name is Judd, who basically is the head of all of this, the national organization. He's the president for, you know, like the Border Patrol. And he's saying it's going to be 2 years before these people even have a hearing for deportation, and they're not going to be anywhere to be found. Now, why aren't they respecting the president's order? Good question, Judy. Here's one of the reasons. Number one, they're Obama holdovers, so they are ignoring his executive order and doing exactly what they want to do. Hey, Robin. Number two, If they catch these people, where are they going to put them? There's no place to house them. If they turn around and deport them, you're not supposed to deport, hey Teresa, until after a deportation hearing. There will be some of them, and I'm guessing out of all the 1,200 that are coming, most, if not all, will claim that they will claim asylum. They're going to come here and say they're being persecuted and they need asylum, and so therefore they're not going to send them back in that regard. Hey, Carmen. Carmen, at the very beginning, I had my new product from Abby Bell Pet Design. So if you want to go back and replay that, you can see that. How about catch and immediate deportation? Any captured get taken to the border immediately. Rick, and that's just what I'm saying, that they're going to basically start claiming asylum. These people coming through Mexico are part of the hijra into the United States and then Canada. Yeah. Yes, the cuddle pouch, Carmen. Hey, Robin, good to see you. And so basically, you've got no place to house these people, and the Border Patrol is under the rule of the Obama administration, the holdovers, and they're putting them right back out into our public, right? Now, let me just say to you on this, do you still think this is all about politics? Because this has nothing to do with politics. This has to do with open borders, taking over the United States, getting rid of the United States, basically, and all the culture and anything, the identity of the United States. The same thing is why we have sanctuary states, the same reason we have sanctuary cities. So, again, if you think this is about politics, you are sadly, sadly mistaken. This has nothing to do with politics anymore, and it hasn't for a long time. Alan says the New World Order. Exactly. Well, Lynn, they're not going to shoot them while coming into the United States. Now, hey Shannon, a lot of people have said, okay, let's put the National Guard, call out the National Guard. Now, the President of the United States does have the authority, if he feels that the United States national security is at risk, to put the National Guard down at the border. Now, let's think this through. When you put the National Guard down at the border, what are they going to do? Number one, they can't step on Mexican soil and tell these people not to enter. Number two, they're not going to shoot these people on Mexican soil. Number three, they're not going to shoot these people on American soil. Okay, so let's get all of that out of the way. Number four, when they do step on American soil, and let's say they arrest them, then are they under, whose jurisdiction are they under at that point, and what is that jurisdiction? What's entailed? Are they under the jurisdiction when they step on the soil of the Border Patrol, which does catch and release? Or are they under the jurisdiction of the National Guard, which I'm not sure what that would be? Does the National Guard have the ability to deport people? Are you still there? It looked like there was a flash. Is it frozen on Periscope? It looks like it's frozen on Periscope right when I'm talking about stuff. Hey, Alan, is it frozen over on Periscope? I may have to restart on Periscope. Of course they would do that, right? Periscope would freeze it. Okay, so let me restart Periscope. Let me end this. Let me restart Periscope. Sorry about this, you guys, but Periscope's making it difficult today. Maybe because I'm talking about immigrants and they're run by immigrants. I don't know, because that's what they say, right? All right, so let me go over here and start it again. Part 2. Catch and release. Let me put this on. Sorry about this. I should have expected that to happen today with them. But do you see what the issues are when this happens? Yep. I know. After Alan put in New World Order, they took us down there. This is why it's so important, guys, for everything to be shared, because we're absolutely being censored. Okay, so we need to keep retweeting. So let me try to get people back. Hey Bennett, how are you? Bennett, we're trying to talk about reality, and Periscope didn't like it, so they took us down. Hey, Dave, good to see you. Everybody coming back. Hey, Marlene, good to see you. Penny Arcade, Lisa, Robin. We got taken down there for a second. Hey, Tammy, Lynn, how are you? Please tweet this out and get people retweeted, get people in here. Hey, Julia. We were talking about the problem with Central America, and we got booted off. So, hey, Barbie, Chezzy, had a phone call before. Hey, Lee. Well, hopefully we can get everybody back, but I don't know. We lost a lot of people there. Hey, Brian, Judy, Daniel, thanks for coming back in, and please retweet this if you will. Periscope made by immigrants took you down. Yes, they did. Penny Arcade, they sure did. Hey, Lynn, thanks for sharing. Barbie, hello. Interesting what happened there, isn't it, Lee? Yeah, somebody mentioned the NWO, and then right after we went down. Hey, Amanda, what did I miss? Nothing, Daniel. I kind of waited on everything until everybody got back. Good morning, Rhonda. We just got taken down off of Periscope there for a minute. Happy day. Happy after Easter. Yes, Beck, how are you? Crazy stuff. Yes, Amanda. Okay, so here's what I'm saying. Before I was so rudely interrupted by Periscope taking us down. I'm paranoid. Well, maybe you're not paranoid enough there, small snail, whatever your name is. So here's another thing. Fortnite, they started this timestamp. Yeah, Chezzy, I noticed that. I noticed that timestamp thing is really odd because it'll say, look at what happened in certain section. That happened the other day on what I did on Friday. Oh, it looks like now Facebook has taken us down. So there we go. Facebook froze too. Yep, Alan, I just noticed that. So I can't really restart Periscope. I'm just going to finish it and start it again. This is what happens. Hey, Danielle, this is what happens when you talk about things that you're talking about. So let me see if I can get Facebook Live back up. Hey, Carmen, maybe I can get it started. We'll see. But obviously, when you're talking about immigrants, it's not something that they want you to talk about. Yeah, so far YouTube is back up. Okay, so we're back up on Facebook Live. Yep, Facebook getting ugly. It certainly is. Can't cross the border. All right, so here we are. Yeah, exactly, Lynn, exactly. So here we are talking about, once again, we were talking about what are we going to do when we're down at the border and that you have the National Guard, for example. I don't know, hey Karen, if the National Guard has to follow, hey Rick, if the National Guard has to follow what the Border Patrol does, or if they have other rights that they can do. Let's say that the National Guard doesn't have to catch and release or follow the policy of the Border Patrol. Then what? Okay, so we've arrested 1,200 people. Now what do we do? Where are they going to go? There's still no housing. The states aren't going to take them. If the state, let's say the jails took them, they would turn them out. Hey, Nikolai, switched over to YouTube. Facebook kicked the stream off 3 times in a row. I know, Nikolai, because we were talking about things they didn't want us to talk about. Hey, Wanda. We discussed that in part 1. You'll want to go back and hear all of that. It's not that simple. Deport them means catch and release. That's what it means under the Border Patrol these days. Do not allow them to cross, period. They got to swim here. Barbara, they won't they won't swim here. Close the border holiday. Yeah, Bruce says. I heard that the illegals say certain words and Border Patrol has to let them in. Yeah, they say asylum, Danielle. They say asylum. Yeah, FEMA, but where are you going to put them, Amanda? And, hi, Helen. Where are you going to put them? Are they going to be housed at the border on the Mexican side, the American side? What is it? The Dems are desperate for votes and are willing to flood us with illegals. Daniel, this really is not anymore about politics. It isn't about politics. This is about the taking down of America. Hope Pelosi didn't cut the grass, Alan said. This is about destroying America. Either way, we end up paying for them. That's right, Judy. That's right. Our federal tax dollars are going to pay for them. Good versus evil. That's right, Chezzy. Heard they were coming in at California. Could be, Barbara. And if they're coming in at California, they'll be welcomed with open doors here. They get arrested, then released and disappear into the shadows. That's right, Barbie. Send them to Pelosi's house. They're probably already there, Beck. One world order. Carmen said, the cost of the USA dealing with illegals is part of the hijra. Yes, Gary, so true. It is an invasion to dilute Americans. Yes, it is, Rhonda. It's not only to dilute Americans, but to absolutely take down our culture from the inside out. And as I continue to say, this isn't about politics at all. Hey, Patrick, this is about good versus evil. This is about survival, and it's exactly what it is. So, they're not going to create the housing so that these people won't be deported. We can't build it fast enough for these particular people. My concern is how many more people around the globe are going to say, hey, we'll just go in and invade America too. We're in trouble if something doesn't happen. Yes, we are, Chessie, because these people around the globe can come in and say, we're just going to come in. We're America. We don't believe in borders. We're going to be citizens in your country, whether you like it or not. I just don't get why folks don't see what's happening here. Lee, I don't know. They're bum rushing us. Daniel said, yes, we need to go meet them. Go meet them and do what, Lynn? And then what? National Guard on the border. But Marlene, the National Guard on the border to do what? Hey, Sharon, the National Guard on the border, are they going to shoot them if they decide to come across the border? No, they're not going to do that. My boyfriend said, really? Well, your boyfriend needs his mouth washed out. We already have scores of compounds waiting to take us down. That's true, Barbie. Hey, Sherry, good to see you. I say, yes, it is a war, Barbara said. Rhonda, politicians who support the invasion should be prosecuted for treason. Now, and Rhonda, who would that be? Because we have rhinos right now who are, President Trump said over the weekend that we need to basically have the nuclear option. What did he mean by that? That is, he meant to give us what we need to, build the housing, build the wall, whatever we need to get people in place, to get Border Patrol hired, to get judges in place, to do whatever we need to do to keep the people out of our country. But they're not doing that. Why? Because the rhinos are right along with the Democrats doing exactly what the Democrats want them to do. They want to bring these people in here. Again, if you think this has anything to do with Democrats versus Republicans, it has nothing to do with that. This is about our survival as a nation. That's exactly what it is. Rhinos and Dems who are liberal with our tax dollars. Yeah. Hey, Robin. And that's what we're seeing. This is a matter of survival. It's not about politics. But you notice, free men versus globalists. Thank you, Brandon. If you've noticed that the Congress today, have you heard anything? People say nuclear because military can't build the wall. Barbie said, so back some railroad boxes to the border and say, get in this, is your house or your jail, you are illegal. Barbara, the minute they touch the soil here, hey, Jerry, the minute they touch the soil here, they're going to say asylum, or the ACLU will be right there. Right now, there's a BuzzFeed reporter with them. Do you think it is wrong to shoot at the men, never women and children? You're not, Carmen, they're not going to shoot at anybody. I have no compassion for this stuff anymore. I know, Barbara. It is people who are being used, who come here, they want a better life. And they come here, they're being used. Rocket Boy loves K-pop now. Exactly. They are mostly men. They are mostly from Honduras. Okay, Jerry, no problem. From Honduras. They do have women and children. Hey, Rocky, you're absolutely correct. And I can't say it louder. I know, Rocky. And it's I wish more people would absolutely listen to what's going on. MS-13 coming back? Absolutely, Barbara. Why wouldn't they, right? Someone organized this group. Yes, it's a humanitarian group called People Without Borders that's in Washington, D.C., Robin. They don't stop, these millions will come. Exactly, Barbie. That's true. And see, the problem is, hey, Monique, the problem is we're just not looking at the problem the way it is. Did you see Salva's tweet? No, I didn't, to President Trump. I didn't. fix their own problems. That part of the world as a whole. It's not about fixing the problems. Don't you understand? It's not about, oh, they need to fix their problems. They're trying to take over here. That's what they're trying to do. Well, let me be mean. Someone tell Rocket Boy we have a target for him, Barbara said. I have a feeling that George Soros and his kind are behind that group being coming over. Sherry said, yeah, I mean, Sherry, somebody has money. The people without borders, they get money. Obviously, it's a one world order type group. It's an invasion. Yes, it is. The mass protests are aimed at forcing Israel to accept millions of Palestinian refugees as a first step towards turning Jews into a minority in their own country. What is going on in the USA-Mexican border is no different than what you just said about Israel. They are not. The left wants them here to gain more votes and power. It's not about that, Brandon. It really isn't. That's just a very small issue about it. If they can ruin the USA, then one world order is closer. Yep. It's not about votes anymore. It is literally about taking over and destroying from the inside out the United States. And by destroy, I mean the culture, everything that we know about the USA, everything. He tried to use Exodus 22:21 against President Trump's stance on immigration. Yeah, that's because you will notice that people on the left, when they want to try to convince you that you should open up your doors to immigrants, they always try to use the Bible. God didn't say, let people walk over you and come in and destroy you. There were wars in the Bible. Is Soros building the new underground railroad from Honduras to San Diego? Ivanka said. Maybe. It's about the New World Order, Sherry said. Yep, they made it into Mexico. Why not camp out there? Well, they will for a couple of days, Jerry, and then on their way here. They don't know us American patriots. Well, Lynn, but what are we going to do? You're not going to go to the border. You're not going to shoot the people down at the border. You can't do it that way. They have to be stopped. Ago said, obey the laws of our land. They take things out of context when they twist the Bible. Yes, Sherry, absolutely. Invasion to destroy the moral majority, Rhonda said. Gatestone Institute, if we lose in 18, it's all over. You will not be able to survive as an American. Rocky, I've said that many times before. They want to get rid of Christians, Dixie said. Yeah. And the Republicans are already saying, oh, there's going to be a landslide of blue coming in 2018. God said, obey the laws of the land. That's right, Barbie. Exactly. Why can't we take up arms to protect our nation? What are you going to do, Rhonda? I mean, seriously. Are you going to shoot people that come across the border who are unarmed? It's not going to happen. President Trump may have to send the military there. Jerry, send the military there and do what? And do what? When people, the moment they come up to the military and they say, I want asylum, what's the military going to do? The military also cannot step on Mexican soil. Border Patrol needs to get woke, maybe armed services. Yeah, Beck, the Border Patrol is using the Obama holdover of catch and release. That's the holdovers are doing that. Those folks are coming here because they are promised jobs by cartel smugglers, Brandon says. Very possibly. My dad and cousins are natives of Costa Rica and lived there. In 2016, Obama made a deal with the Costa Rican president to receive thousands of refugees on the condition they all come here after Hillary's election. Monique said crazy. The rhinos are causing the blue landslide. They aren't even purple anymore. They're blue. Yep. Alan, this is insane. We have no options. That looks a lot like it, Barbie. Yeah. ICE to do what, Beck? ICE will catch and release. ICE will take those people. They will be put up for a deportation hearing that will be about 2 years from now. So what are you going to do with those people? There's no place to house them. They're going to turn them out in the communities like they did before. Send in the military to do what, Brandon? To do what? What are you going to do as a military with unarmed men, women, and children? That's nuts. Obama needs to go to Gitmo, Danny said. Well, the Border Patrol is not following President Trump's executive order of no catch and release. Can Border Patrol be arrested if not doing POTUS protocol? Well, let's put it this way. It's not the Border Patrol. It's the people at the top of the Border Patrol who are telling them what they can and can't do. Beck, you can't just say no entry. They can say, I want asylum. And they walk across, and then they're in. And when they say no entry, then what? When they start across the border, then what are you going to do? Take them to Gitmo. That's for terrorists. Why not following Trump order? Because they are Obama holdovers. Hold the line. Declare a state of emergency. Invasion by unknowns. No vetting. They hold the line, but when they start to walk over, then what are you going to do? No asylum, but we have that law in America, Rhonda, that people can come here and say they want asylum. No wall, build a moat instead. Now, Ivanka, that would be great. Forget the 2-year deportation hearing. Immediate deporting illegals are arrested. They can't do that, Rick. That's not our laws. As Gandalf said, you will not pass. Yep. But if you arrest them, then you take them on American soil, and then they're subject to what? The Border Patrol or deportation, 2 years? Fill the moat with gators, however you said. I mean, if they claim they are refugees, they're in. That's right, Judy. Does Mexico have a southern border wall? Somewhat. Hey, Teresa. They must not be allowed to cross. Robin, how are you going to stop them? When they start to come across, what, you're going to stand there all day and physically push them back and just keep doing that? Because that's the choice that you have. And like I said, if you arrest them, then you bring them into America, and they're here. Then they're here. Then they have the deportation rule and all the other stuff. Stop them before they get close enough to pass. You can't, Carmen. You can't. Americans can't go on Mexican soil. The military can't go across to Mexico to Mexican soil. Hey, Karen. National Guard needs to go as national security. To do what, Danielle? Oh, my liberal in the House. Yeah, I know. I know, Jesse. We got a couple liberals. Pay Mexico to keep them. Well, President Trump has said he's going to try to take away NAFTA from them if they let them in. So it's really going to be up to, in a lot of respects, whether Mexico allows them to cross or not. They're already in Mexico. Well, would your country not have to have a war to be asylum? Well, I don't know, Barbara. Can they claim asylum? Mexico technically is not an oppressive regime. They're saying where they came from in Honduras, mostly, is oppressive. Trump needs to burn Mexico to... Okay, Marlene. No aid at all. Can we give Texas to Mexico and call it even? Why would we do that? Change the law just like South Africa has done to take white farmers' land without compensation. Yeah, the thing of it is, Gary, they're not going to do that. Congress won't do it either. Go after coyotes, exploiting them and smuggling them in. These aren't coyotes bringing these people in. These people are coming. Don't you understand? They're coming. They're being brought here. Hey, Catherine, good morning. They're being brought here and accompanied even by a BuzzFeed reporter who's putting it all down. Well, the coyotes aren't doing anything. If they are, Brandon, they're accompanying them just to make sure they know how to get here. They're not protecting them or trying to steal them into a country or bring them in without anybody knowing it. They're fully told everybody that they're coming into the country, and basically almost what days they're coming in. So you don't need a coyote for that. Cartels are number one enabler. They're coming in trucks and vans at the caravan. Exactly. Everybody knows they're coming. Skywalker, Amy, how are you? Is it Amy or AIM? I don't know. So it's not like it's a secret. They're not trying to, go across the border. Whose trucks? It's the humanitarian group, no doubt. Shoot out the tires a mile away. Yeah. They are moving north city to city in Mexico, and some are providing bus rides for them. Yeah. GPS give them the wrong directions. Yeah. Well, that would be nice. I'm wondering if we do or do not have some area, perhaps a buffer zone, a natural area to turn them around in. I don't think so, Rocky. There are reporters with them. Yes, BuzzFeed reporters are with them. So, again, this is not like it's a secret. Texas could leave the Union and then fight them. Well, that's true, Barbara, but they're not going to. What are you talking about? The Central American caravan that's headed to the United States. We are now Sweden waiting to happen. Yes, Barbie. More votes for Trump and midterms. Yeah, and if you're not voting Republican in the midterms, then you're basically saying it's okay to have this. No, Chesney, we cannot. If you don't get the rhinos out and get people in who don't believe in the new world order and the one world government, this is what you're going to have from now on. Each congressman needs to take a family in, which, Amanda, you know they're not going to. They're not going to be affected by this at all. We talk about it a lot. We kept a backup plan. Yeah, we don't have backup plans, Barbara. What do you think about the NRA? No, we're not on that subject. What ideas do you have? Meanwhile, Ted Cruz is campaigning, Chessie said. Amber, my ideas are, if you don't get the rhinos out, this is going to continue, and you're not going to be able to stop it. I'm sorry. Unless there's the ability of the National Guard to do something different, or the military to do something different down there at the border, and turn those people out without them coming here, what are you going to do? Because once they hit into the United States, you've got that deportation rule, and that's what's going to happen. And again, with the military down there or the National Guard, when those people come unarmed and try to cross over into the country, do you really think we're going to kill people? Men, women, and children? Brandon said nothing will change. Time to check on my crumpets still listening. Gary, sounds good. There are several miles at the border. Stop them on our side and provide them with nothing but existing. Can't do that, Carmen. There's a little thing called the ACLU and immigration laws in the United States. Bean bags and rubber bullets. I don't think that's going to happen, Marlene. So insane. If Russia invaded USA, would we just do nothing and let it happen? Tammy, I think that would be a little bit of a different situation. That would be more war. This isn't to the level of war. Putting sanctions on those countries. Yep. What would a declaration of martial law do? Equals scary, Alan said. Yep. We can throw rocks and you'll be arrested, Barbara. I do not think the caravan would really be unarmed. Rick, I think it is. It's a humanitarian group. And certainly if the people in the caravan, who were leading it were armed, which who knows if they are or not, the people aren't armed, supposedly. It's to the level of war to me. Well, Marlene, I don't disagree, but I don't think Congress would agree with you, and I don't know that the president agrees with you on that. That's the problem. Sounds like the only weapon we have against the globalist onslaught is prayer, Sherry said. Yep. I think they will be armed. I don't think so. I don't think so, Barbara. It's a humanitarian group from Washington, D.C. You might have a couple of people in there with, guns to protect them out in the, the desert or whatever, but that's about it. And it's not... What if they put the guns down? Then what are you going to do? I mean, it's a no-win situation. Okay, Gary. It's a no-win situation. I want a relief just like you do. I want somebody to step up and say, this is what we need to do. Why have laws or a border? Well, Brandon, who wants a border and who wants laws at the border? Conservatives. Beck said prayer's not going to keep them out. We need forces. Well, I don't know if I agree with that totally, Beck. I think prayers would help. And we do need force, but I don't know forces, but I don't know if we're going to get that. Maybe the Coyotes will be mad they're not getting their cut. I don't think, Marlene, I don't know. I don't really know if there are Coyotes. Are you feeling like Sarah Sanders? No. Mexican law said they should be stopped, but they could not figure it out, pass them to us. Barbara said, is a zombie apocalypse. Or is it a zombie apocalypse? I don't think it's that bad. POTUS will figure this out, I trust, Lynn said. What is God going to do? Well, Beck, you question that, but what did God do when he put President Trump in the White House? Do you not think that God had anything to do with President Trump getting in the White House over Hillary when everybody on the left did everything they could to get her elected and it failed? What do you think, that was just human error that caused that? Watch the National Geographic documentary on it, and cartels are forcing illegals to pay them to get into the U.S. But this is from a humanitarian group, Brandon. This isn't cartels. This is a humanitarian group who's doing this on their own, and unless they're run by cartels. What I meant was the same question being asked over and over. I know, Judy. But, some people coming in late, maybe they didn't hear it. Good morning, Sue. Wow, you're fired up like so am I. It's ridiculous that people are defending this. Look at England, France, and Germany. Absolutely. Yeah, I know. Quote, unquote, humanitarian. People Without Borders, a humanitarian group. Maybe they will catch a plague and all perish. Well, Beck, I don't know. I don't wish them harm. I just wish them to turn around, go back to where they came from before they get to the United States soil. And I want people like this humanitarian group, which is what the president of this National Border Patrol Council said. That humanitarian group needs to be prosecuted if these people are coming to the United States. I absolutely agree. You know, if we all stopped paying taxes, no money, they would leave all illegals. Barbara said maybe that group should send missionaries to their country. Yep, God willing. Beck said, why choose America? Why not go to Canada or someplace else? Well, Brandon, look at the situation we're in, that they would feel that they could come in here and probably will be able to. Do they know that we don't want them? Yes. Do they care? No. Clashes now in France and Italy now at odds with each other. I know, Barbie. I mean, it's what's going to happen is these people are going to come in here and more are just going to keep coming. A lot of them would rather go to Canada, Billy said. That's true. In real life, zombies are not dead people. They are people taking your things, Wayne said. Judy said there's a legal way to claim refugee status. Do we know how many? They said at least 1,200, maybe 1,500. Free, everything, Beck said. Yep. All these people saying militarize the border, are they willing to pull the trigger on the 6-year-old that is coming across? I think not. Patrick, exactly what I'm saying. You're not going to be shooting people who are unarmed coming across the border at you. It's not going to happen. They are literally breaking the law, treat them as criminals, think modern day Greece. But, Brandon, they will treat them as criminals. They will bring them in. They will process them. They will release them. And then come back in 2 years to a deportation hearing. Hey, Sylvia. That's what will happen to them. But not free care for vets and homeless. Exactly, Danielle. We've become the permanent vacation destination. That's right, Tammy. And a free one at that. Trans-American Moat Works Incorporated. I didn't see women and children, only men. I've seen them pushing strollers. Last, all people spoke same language. God spread us throughout the world. Different, take them out, Put them in camps until deportation. There are no camps, Barbara. And they won't show up for court. That's right, Judy, they won't. Well, how about a refugee camp, Barbara? I don't know if they're going to have a tent city somewhere down there across the border on our side. If they do you think that the ACLU won't show up? They've asked for deportation holding facilities, and they're not being built. Jerry said yes, using our tax dollars too. Yep. So we're in a bad situation. Thanks to the rhinos, thanks to the Democrats, thanks to the elitists, we're in a bad situation. They need to be detained until deportation. They won't be, Barbie. There's no place to detain them. We don't have the facilities to put them in. They can help build the fence. We can, Ivanka said, we can build one quick and fences in it and guard it and crop of engineers. They're not going to do that. And I'm telling you, if you do that, Barbara, and it's not up to, air conditioning, 3 square meals a day, whatever they want, all the TVs and beds and this and that and the other, you're going to have the ACLU down there. They will bring in illnesses. Beck, they don't seem to care. Are they coming into Texas, or where's the destination state? Jerry, some people have said California, so I don't know. Time to twist Mexico's arm. Yeah, Marlene, I think there's the key. What you need to do is tell Mexico, we're taking all money away from you and we'll deport everybody who's here from Mexico. Won't happen, but at least you could say, we will take your money. Yep, so much for vetting. Well, but see, Barbie, that's the way to get around it, because that's what the elitists want. People who don't believe in walls, it's sad. Heaven has walls. Not everyone will be going there unless you are vetted based on the word of God and exerting Jesus. If not, you are not to enter in, Josette said. Pray for wisdom for the president. I would hate to be in his position. Me too, Lee. That's what I meant by burning them down, Marlene said. Mexico is a jackhole, Beck said. Hardball Mexico. That's what you got to do. You got to take the money away from Mexico, and you got to do it today. That's the only way to keep those people out. Because once they come here, they become our problem. Sanctions, sanctions, sanctions. Yes, I think it should happen. I don't know if Congress will go along with it, Brandon. See, there again, we have Congress who's going to be a problem. Take NAFTA. Yep, take the money now. Tariffs as well. I think that's the only way to keep these people out. Because they're right there. They're in Mexico. They're coming across the border here in the next couple of days. And if you don't do it, they're going to come here. Have we heard how many people are coming? Between 1,200 and 1,500, Alan. There's an executive order already, Lynn, that says don't do catch and release. How will a poorer Mexico benefit us? Probably won't, but how are they benefiting us now with allowing those people to cross over their borders into our country? This should tick off the majority of Americans. Jerry, the majority of Americans don't even know half of what we just talked about. I'm sorry, but they don't. Your state will take them. Probably, Brandon. It's expected to double in size. Yeah, and Daniel, why not? If you're allowed to come in here and nobody's stopping you, what's to stop all the other countries from telling their people, just go through Mexico and get into the United States as fast as you can? And that's why the president said the DACA deal is off. All of it's off. We're done. Turn them around at the border and arrest the leaders. There's no way to turn them around, Amber. How you turn them around? How? Gosh, I need a beer, Beck said. If we slow this batch, more will come. If we allow this batch, more will come. Yes, Jerry. Wonder who they will vote for. Well, and it doesn't even matter, Brandon. I mean, it doesn't matter. When you get open borders, there's not going to be a vote that matters. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. You're going to have a one world order, which in the Bible predicted it is going to happen. It's just a matter of, can we slow it down? Can we stop it? One might say it's the communists in Congress that's the problem. Yes. Thanks for Obama. Yep, using the military to stop it. Military, what are you going to do? Shoot them? People are literally asking for military intervention on foreign soil. As a vet, this is scary. This will open the floodgates for others. Yes, Judy? Again, if you're the military and you're standing down there and somebody tries to cross, what are you going to do? Are you going to arrest them? Are you going to shoot them? Are you going to physically push them back? What are you going to do? Number one, you're not going to shoot them unless they're defending themselves, like the military is having to defend themselves. You're not going to shoot people. It's not going to happen. And, if you arrest them as a military, what are you going to do with them? Are there military facilities that these people could be held at? I know, Bob, that you might want to do that, but it's illegal. And number two, if they come on military bases, do you not think that the ACLU and other people are going to be there to try to get them released? Maybe U.S. citizens need to go stand the ground for this caravan, and then Amber, and then do what as an American citizen? You're not going to shoot people. How far away are they? They're in Mexico right now, Jerry. I don't know exactly where in Mexico, but they're not in TJ, but they're somewhere in Mexico. Obama crapped all over us, period. What truly evil man. Yep. Don't move. And Amber, you really think that's going to work? Lord, we need your help. Absolutely, Daniel. Tear gas. Well, tear gas can come back on the people that are at the border too, Teresa. And then how long are you going to tear gas people for? Out in the open air doesn't work as well. Once again, you are correct. I'd say 2 to 3, 2/3 are obviously to the problem. I'm not sure. I'm wondering what the rules of engagement for an illegal invasion are. I think for a truly illegal invasion, Rocky, that is a detriment to the United States, where the United States national security and the people in the country are at risk, then you're declaring war. And a president can do that if there is a fear that the people in the United States are going to be, hurt, killed, or something like that. But, when you're talking about people coming in like this, I don't think that that's going to stand. They're coming to help build Trump's fence. Ivanka, you're funny. Hose them down and back them off. So that's not going to happen. I understand you might not like what I'm saying, but I'm telling you, in our current society, it's not going to happen. Have the Clinton Foundation help them. I don't think they have any money. Build a firewall 20 feet deep, no water. You're not going to be able to do that, Beck. Because if you do that, then it's going to be around the world how the United States is, horrible or killing people, blah, blah, blah. Lynn said, I understand, Susan. I know. And I want to try to come up with rational, realistic solutions. Again, we get emotional, and I understand it, and people are upset. I'm upset, too. But I'm trying to look at what the laws are, what the perception is. Yep. Can you imagine the press? It's bad enough for the president in peacetime. Exactly. I hope they're truly humanitarian and not criminals. That sounded dumb. Current California society, Texas not so much. I suspect many will come to Minnesota. Many Hondurans here. Probably, Judy. A lot of people think, oh, great, they're just going into California, or they're just going into Texas. Okay, think about these people, if you were them. If you're coming here, you're going through a process, they're going to tell you to come back for your deportation hearing and that you must come back. Are you going to stay right around the area that you came in at? I don't think so. You're going to run, go somewhere in the United States, and disappear. Difference between an armed invasion and what is happening now? Yes, Patrick, good point. Aren't Americans supposed to stand up for their fellow countrymen, not putting the illegals over them? And of course, the media will twist this. Yeah, that's what it should be, Josette. You do have the sanctuary cities. That's true, Beck. But again, sanctuary cities right now are kind of under attack. If I were those Honduran people, I would go somewhere where I would think people wouldn't even care where I was. ISIS is going to blend in with them. You betcha, Daniel. Hey, Cully. And that's, hey, Vika, how are you? That's one of the things that they're probably hoping to do. Invasion under the guise of humanitarian pitch. That's right, Brandon. Texas is just a way station for illegals. From here, they are dispersed all over. That's right, Frederick. Hey, Ellen. I think that's what people don't understand. Again, they think they're coming to Texas and California, and that's where they're going to stay. No. And do you think the crime rate is going to go up? Yes. Do you think that those Central Americans that came here before became MS-13 and got into that? Yes. And we're going to see that again, whether people want to admit that or not. That they're not everybody in that group of 12 to 1,500 people are peace-loving individuals. And that would be naive to think that way. I'm just reminding myself how prophetic it was when POTUS said we can have a country or not. No border, no country. So many people simply did not pay attention to those words. Exactly, Rocky. The Somalians aren't on the coast. They're here in Minnesota, Judy said. Heard Abbott will use National Guard. And again, Cully, National Guard to do what? What are the National Guard going to do? When the National Guard arrests them, let's say, then what? Where are they going to go? Who's going to house them? And once they get on American soil, do they have to be processed like the Border Patrol is doing them? There's so many questions still unanswered. Not fair to let them in while people who went through legal process are waiting. Yep. And there goes Facebook again. Intimidation. Yes, say you cannot cross. and they'll say, well, I'm seeking asylum. Husband's co-worker boyfriend from Honduras tried to kill someone with a hammer, deported, now back. Could be in the group, Marlene, you never know. And so, see, what we're discussing right now, Facebook has shut me down twice, Periscope once. People don't want you to know this stuff. They don't want you to discuss this stuff. No more asylum. Well, and again, we've got to get Congress to do something. We have rhinos and Democrats. And so what are you going to do with rhinos and Democrats? They're going to allow things like this to continue to happen. And that's exactly what's going to happen. This is real collusion right here. Yes, it is. So is the Texas State Guard under the same law? That's what we don't know, Barbara. And if you arrest these people when they try to enter into the United States, what happens to them? Meaning, does the military take them and take them to military bases? Can they legally do that? You know, is it going to be a battle then between Congress saying this is about immigration and you have no authority to do that? Is it going to be the ACLU out there saying you let those people go, you can't hold them? I don't know. I really don't know. Call the White House tomorrow, close today, Amanda said. Enforce E-Verify, end all welfare, Vika said. Facebook says your broadcast interrupted. I know, they shut me down again, Barbie. That's twice that they've shut me down. Again, they don't want you to know this information. They don't want you to talk about this information. They don't want the American people to even know these people are coming. You know, again, you're going to have people all immigrants. No person is illegal. You know, we have those people in the United States right now saying that who will gladly go down to the border and fight anybody you put there, National Guard, military, or otherwise, because they want to let those people in. Ivanka, you came to the wrong scope. Just say nothing, just do nothing. Exactly, Rocky. I didn't know until you said, I know, Lee. What's to stop them from taking over our homes, too? Nothing, Daniel. If our prisons were as bad as Mexico prison, these people might think twice. 1 million cockroaches, yep, snipers. No, Beck, they're not going to kill people. So anyway, Monique said absolutely, Susan. You know, the thing of it is, I just wanted you to know this today. It's a decision that if anyone wants numbers for 24/7 telephone number to Congressman, DM me, please, Judy said. Going to block Ivanka. Yeah. I know Barbie. Ivanka is she's a troll. So anyway, thank you guys for coming in. I hope the president finds a solution. It's going to be an uphill battle between the president and Congress. You can bet. Will anybody other than Texas send the National Guard down to the border? I doubt it very seriously. Very serious. Yeah, I know. Waco was different. It certainly was. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for coming in. God bless you. We'll see you again tomorrow.